Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum as we're heading into the weekend. It's going to be an interesting weekend, but Saturday, I think chances are high. I mean, never say never, but I think chances are high that we're going to see a typical wave 4 Saturday. Yeah, last weekend, was it last weekend where we also had a wave 4? Can't remember, maybe not. No, I think last weekend we didn't. Either way, you often see those wave 4s on the weekend, and yeah, I think we had here on Saturday. Saturday is typically boring and sideways, and because today, Friday, not much did happen, could very well be that here we see this C wave play out tomorrow. But I would also argue we've got enough waves now nearly done to complete this wave 4 as an ABC structure. Yeah. Told you in the previous video that the ideal level for a fourth wave is the 1587 level, the 38.2 retracement. So far, we've been rejected here below the 23.6 fib level at 1571. But either way, I would expect at the moment one more low, maybe two. And sort of at the moment, I'm eyeing sort of at the looking at the 1480 level, roughly, yeah, approximately in that region. For this move to bottom, but I can also tell you there are a few scenarios how this could now unfold. Don't really want to repeat them again. I did that before. So what is technically still possible for Ethereum is that basically the previous primary is still working out as a 1-2 setup here. This is still possible, not very probable in my opinion anymore, but that we had a 1-2 and this is going to be an escalation of the yellow fifth wave, basically everything we talked about in the last few days, because we have not broken below the 13th of Feb low. So that's still possible to see a bounce from somewhere in this region to the upside. Possibly here very shortly, but then also in this scenario, I would look at maybe one more low here. It doesn't give us any indication at the moment it has bottomed yet. The other possibility is, of course, that this 5-wave move to the upside finished. This is the move that started in November, and we're now heading down in an A, B, C structure, and where we should find some kind of a low here in an A wave, we should then be able to trade the B wave to the upside and scale up again in the C wave when we come down, yeah, in this support area. And the third scenario is that this fourth wave was never finished, and we came down off the January high in a wave A. This was an overshooting B wave, and we're now coming down in a C wave or even a WXY pattern possible as well. In all these scenarios, we should bottom in this area, at least locally, yeah, around the 1480 level. Doesn't mean it will be exactly 1480. And what I can, I can only share what I think. Yeah, there's no financial advice, but I think we have some good opportunities in front of us here for the next few weeks on the long side for Ethereum and Bitcoin. I would not be too picky with the perfect entry price. I wouldn't try to be too deterministic on what is the exact count. I know everybody wants always the answer about what is the count, the one count. Well, there isn't just this one count. There are definitely a lot of possibilities. This market is probabilistic. Yeah, Ethereum is a probability machine. So you always have more than one possibility. It's impossible to say what is the absolute count. And sometimes the count will only be decided from one moment to the other. It's unfolding. This is unfolding at the moment, and we have this story being written. But 3 scenarios are pointing towards a possible local low in this area around 1480, maybe a bit higher, maybe a bit lower. Okay, so I will start to scale in here very shortly into ETH. I've shared my entries on Ethereum on Telegram and Discord. I might refine that tomorrow. I might start a trading bot again, a grid bot, to trade the upside here. Yeah, scaling into support, scaling out of resistance. Yeah, that's sort of the plan. And I would not try to be too picky. Try to get the exact perfect entry. It will only make life difficult for you. I think try to make it easy for you. Yeah, don't be too stressed. This doesn't need to be too difficult. Just make sure that you understand that below the 1410 level, we could jump down quite a bit lower to 1330 and 1218. Yeah, so depending on how you want to trade this, and if it's a swing trade, if you want to hodl, these for me will be swing trades. So I probably will look at getting stopped out at some point. But this will be a nice short-term trade, yeah, to the upside. Not intraday, but I think we are looking at having some upside in the next few days and weeks. Maybe not next few days, but maybe next few weeks. So that's going to be interesting. So there's an opportunity to make some money here, which doesn't mean we will make money. Yeah, of course, these scenarios still need to work out, but it's all about low risk, high reward trade setup. So it's going to be interesting. And I can only tell you, it's pointing sort of into that region here. But if it's going to be 1479 or 1450 or 1480 where we bottom, that's really something you can't determine beforehand in such a volatile market. Therefore, I like so much and promote so much the idea of scaling into support and scaling out of resistance. I mean, we certainly have this previous wave 4 of the 1480 level. Yeah, then we've got this FIB level here at 1479. Then we've got this FIB level at 1488. It's going to be interesting. So on the very short term, it really looks like we're doing this ABC in the fourth wave. Let's see if this is going to continue tomorrow. It could even become a triangle again. It's weekend. Typically, you see that, but it looks like a bear flag. I mean, we had this wedge pattern. It broke down. Hasn't really made a lower low. So maybe it's going to morph into a kind of different wedge pattern or even a channel. So it starts to look like a typical bear flag, as you would expect them in a wave 4. Now I've put an ABC idea on here, how it could be unfolding, but treat that please as sort of flexible. We need to be always ready to modify the count in a corrective pattern. It's not so important to understand the exact count of a corrective pattern. What is more important is to understand the key resistances and supports. And the key resistance here is between 1571 and 1601. So really only if it breaks above 1601, we can look at potentially a larger bounce, not necessarily something bullish, but when we then break into the wave 1 price region above 1620, we can start to get a bit more bullish. But the point here is to scale into support. At least that's my strategy. Make sure you understand what your strategy is. Don't just blindly copy. Yeah, make sure that it all aligns with your expectations. You know how much you are allowed to risk in a single trade. Make the math yourself. Yeah, understand where you set your stop loss based on your position size and portfolio and technical indicators and levels. But yeah, I think I'm looking at possibly early next week, maybe this weekend, a low. Maybe we can wrap it all up in this weekend. Let's see. It's going to be interesting, and then we should see a reversal. And don't wait for the lowest point. So that's going to be interesting. So at the moment, my initial expectation would be to find here a local low somewhere. Doesn't really matter in which of the overall scenarios we really are, because we have the rare opportunity that we have several several scenarios that point towards a support in this region, and really only below 14.7 or 14.10. We need to be watching, are we continuing with the bear market, or are we already here in the deeper wave 2? Yeah, but that's something for the future. For now, we want to make some money and not try to be too academic about the Elliott Wave count here. So yeah, hopefully you liked the update about ETH. If you did, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And yes, see you in the next video. Bye bye.